Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you real soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you, and I think I have to listen, because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day. My beginning will be as bright as the sun.
missing in Savannah.
And as you come along, and it feels so right. It's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart. Doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give. Something's telling me this time. Baby, baby, now I know. Baby, baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give. Something's telling me it's right. When you came to me, oh, I knew it's you, yeah, boy.
Where is Cody?
Hey, you guys. Ha! Ha, ha, ho! I'm glad to see you guys. Let me write this down. This is going to be forever and ever and ever. We're getting ready for our Christmas in July giveaway. I don't see it having anything in the chat right now, but you guys, well, maybe I'm just not on the app, so maybe that's why I'm not seeing it. But I know who my first three is. They was in the wait, and that'd be Tina Paris, Sanjay is in the building, and then we have Woke the God, all three mods. Oh, I love that. I love to see my mods engaged like that. Let me see here. So we got Sanja Watts, Tina Powers, and Woke the God done came on the map. Woke the God. Ain't that something? I love you. Okay, you guys. And you guys do know that I would say we were talking about when you get those crowns. I can't see it right now, but we were talking about when we get those crowns. And the three crowns at the end, sometimes it switches it up real quick. I had to give an extra person a crown the last time we was on here, because I was like, oh my goodness, because I seen her name, and then next thing I know, when I end the chat, her name wasn't there. It just randomly it takes one comment and changes everything. You could be not even on the board, and next thing you know, you be number 2. I don't know, but it did it. And so I felt some kind of way. But you guys, we've got a lot to talk about, and it's going to last us a long time. I know some of you guys can't stay long, but trust and believe we're going to talk about it today. We're going to talk about it today. We're going to take a little field trip today, and you're going to be mad about a lot of things I say, and then you're going to be like, oh, I know they lying. I know they lying. Like, okay, let's get into the topic. The topic is Naziah Harris case. Roxy finds evidence. Girl, it's so much going on in this Naziah case. It's freaking unbelievable. It's crazy. It doesn't even make sense. First of all, I want to let you guys know something that, like I said, you're going to get mad. But, you know, I was just reading here because I heard it somewhere on another channel, and I was like, that can't be true. But guess what? So I went and checked it out for myself. So you remember the Pontiac woman that left her 3 kids in squalor and let them stay there by themselves for like 3 to 5 years. They were just there by themselves since 2021 or 2020, and they were living in filth. And she would only give them food here and there. Well, okay, family. They tell me somebody paid this woman's bond, and you know what? I don't know if they paid her bond, but she is certainly out. She's out. And the only way she can be out is out on bond. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? Let me read a little bit to you, because I know you guys are saying, shut the front door, SP. I know you lying. No, I'm not. No, I am. Yes. Yes, way. Yes, way, Carla. Yes, way, Tina. It says a Pontiac, Michigan woman accused of abandoning her 3 children to live in squalor was released on bond on Thursday. She was released on bond on Thursday. Now, who in the heck has that kind of money to get this idiot out of jail that left her kids? Y'all don't, you guys, I was furious. I know you saying, SP, I know you lying. No, I'm not lying. Records from the Oakland County Jail show Kelly Bryant, 34, was released just before 5 p.m. on June the 5th. Today is the 6th. So they let her go yesterday at 5 p.m. Now, you guys know she probably got a tether. And you guys know she can't be around any kids. She can't talk to her own kids. She can't even try to get to them because they're not even in the system. They with the grandpa. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Who in the heck will get this young lady out and spend that kind of money? And they was acting like she didn't have nothing and this, that, and the other. Y'all, you know what? Baby, I told you, and I say it again, this woman had this wig on, and y'all sitting there, da-da-da-da-da. I said, yeah, y'all can talk what you want, but that wig is very expensive. Did I not tell y'all that? Come on. Don't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. I said, hold on. That is not no rinky-dink wig, y'all. That is top notch. I said, in the lowest price ever, it cannot be under $300. I said that wig is expensive. You know why? Because I only had one or two in my life where I spent $700, $800, $900 for one. And yeah, and it holds up good. You can hey, they don't look cheap either. You know them when you see them. And I said that woman ain't got no everyday go to the Asian shop and get her wig or Amazon. I said, look at that wig she got on. Now she probably didn't put it on right, but I said that's a very expensive wig. And I knew then, I said, there's money behind her. Now, take it in consideration. She did what she did, but she could be a call girl. She could have her a pimp. But whoever got her out, she could have her a man. How much was her bail? Well, it didn't tell me how much was her bail. It didn't tell me that. Brian faces 3 counts, each of child abuse related to allegedly forcing her 3 kids, a 15-year-old boy, 13, and a 12-year-old, to live in unbearable, filthy conditions in the apartment. So she was also charged with welfare fraud that was related, where she received up to $30,000. Brian was initially given a $250 million bond, which was later reduced to $50,000 cash. Somebody came up with $50,000 cash. If released, she was ordered to have no contact with her children or anyone under the age of 18. She can also not contact those caring for her children and cannot return to the address of the alleged incident. Oakland County deputies received a call on February the 14th from a landlord at a residence on the 600 block of Lydia Lane in the Pontiac. After not hearing from the mother since December 2024, the landlord said rent had not been paid since October and he was concerned something might have happened. When deputies arrived at the home, they found it in a foul state. They found mold and human waste, garbage piled as high as 4 feet, and an overflowing toilet. The children was reported covered in feces, and the 2 girls had trouble walking out of the house. Oakland County Sheriff Michael said investigators believe the children was abandoned between 2020 and 2021. Accordingly to Oakland County Prosecutor Karen, Brian lived with her 4 children at the home in 2019 and left with one of her children, who is now living with their father. Officials say Brian has 4 children with 2 different fathers. Authorities say Brian did not leave basic hygiene products like toilet paper, soap, or shampoo. The children was taken to the hospital, evaluated, and currently in custody of a relative under the direction of the state. All right. $50,000 cash. Now, y'all, I told y'all sitting there, I told y'all, to her and to whoever, and I'm going to say it like this, to her and her pimp, that ain't nothing. She can make that in a month or 2. He can't have her in jail. What the heck? She got to go do, what is that app when everybody goes to and they just show themselves? What is that app? Fans. She got to go to OnlyFans, y'all, because that's where she's at. I promise you. She is on that. Okay, she is. I don't know if you go look. I bet you anything. I don't have to go look. I'm not finna go look on OnlyFans to look for her. But I promise you she there. She's somebody prostitute. Okay? That's a money wig she had on. When these girls sitting there with this 10, 20, maybe $100 wig, maybe $40 wig, whatever, throwing it to the side and all this other stuff. This girl That I seen that wig. I said, Lord, look here. Look, money just stepped in. Carla said, who would pay her is crazy. Well, no, they not. No, they not. They're not thinking about them kids like they weren't thinking about them kids before. And if it's her pimp, he said, guess what? He told her probably, remember when I told you they didn't have to go look for her. They called her on the phone and said, we got your kids. You need to come in here. And they said their concern was the kids. You know what she did? She said, I'll be in there. She said, I'm right down the street. I gotta catch an Uber. That's what she said. I gotta catch a Lyft. And she walked in to the police station. She's sitting there acting stupid and dumb, looking all crazy, leaning all to the side like she ain't got nothing. Right? Acting crazy. Sitting there acting crazy. What I gotta do to get out of here? What I gotta do to help myself? You know? And you know what they did? They lowered that bond. They lowered that bond, you guys. And that's what she wanted them. They was like, they know nothing about this woman. Nothing. They didn't know where she was living. They don't know who she was at. They don't know what kind of lifestyle. She just walked into the post. Because you know what that man told her? That man told her, don't make him come and get you. And then you got me all wrapped up in this bull crap. You call them and you get your tail down there. I'll get you out, baby. I'll get you out. And she was like, you'll get me out? And he said, yeah. But you don't put me in the middle of this mess. Make sure you guys have that like button. Hit it. Go out, hit it, come back in. I've got the three people that came in first. It was Sanja and Tina and Woke the God. Got you down. Okay, good. I don't want to get ahead of myself. So you guys hit that like button. We are finna get it. We finna get it cracking like cracking. So a lot of stuff I have been hearing. First of all, thank you, Sanjay. You guys, first of all, now I don't know how true it is, but I wanted to tell you guys what I heard, and yeah, you probably heard it too. That Naziah's brother, Tavarius, took out lady boyfriend. Unalive lady's boyfriend. As then somebody was like, yeah, they backed it up. They said, yeah, if you know, you know. Mark D said, yeah. And he ain't even in jail. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? Is that true? I don't know. We're just talking about one thing we do know is keeping Naziah's on your mind. Is not keeping Naziah's name in your mouth. But Naziah's brother intimidated little Vari. You know, he looked like he would be scared of his shadow. You know, when Jarvis told, hey, little nigga, get on it, he kind of bucked up and he told him, hey, calm down, little nigga. What you want? He basically, get your tail in the house. Because you're a kid. Stay in a kid's place. That's what Vari did. He went on in the house and he shut up. He sit down. I mean, sometimes people do things because they be like, shoot, you really ain't, like this could go far or whatever. But if you look at him and the way he talk and how he think, he don't have a lot of, that street. I'm going to do this. we gonna get, you gonna get yours, whatever. So we're gonna get into the topic. Let me plug up this phone. So, anywho's, yeah, Sanja Watts made me remind me. She said, call that number. I can't call that number right now. Give it about 10 minutes and I'll be in the house. So anyway, you guys, okay. So that is going on. So, that's going to be a whole lot of, let's find out if that's true or not true. Okay. And why would virus, I call him virus. I don't know why I call him virus, Vira, whatever, Tavarius. Why would he take out Lady's boyfriend? I didn't think Lady was even in that area. I thought she was somewhere in Ohio. But nevertheless, they're saying, yeah, that happened. Okay. Okay. Now, yeah. So, anywho's, you guys, let me see here, because CBS be giving me some stuff. And maybe that's all they got, though. Yeah. Oh, we ain't even got to the good part. Those ads try to save us sometimes. So we can't even, how you be mad about taxes, but and then you get your taxes, you gotta do your taxes, you be like, dang, oh man, I'm tired, I just got off work and the taxes is due, we gotta do the taxes April the 15th. And you be like mad or whatever, but you gotta get somebody to do them or learn how to do it or go give people all your business. But you're tired and you're on a deadline and you got to do it. And then when it happens, you be like, oh, and then you be like, girl, guess what? I'm gonna get $7,000 back. I can't wait. That's how that works, you guys. It kind of goes hand in hand. Like we don't pay for this privilege that we have, so we got to do what we got to do to keep a rocking and keep a rolling. And so it is what it is. Also, I heard Lady took out a speaker. I don't know what the heck after the lady passed away. Just P, is that true? I don't know what speaker you talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, Tina. I have no clue what you're talking about. Haven't heard that. Okay, so anyway, you guys, let me tell you what we came on here to talk about. The title to this live is Naziah Harris case. Roxy Rocks finds evidence. You guys, Roxy Rocks, Roxy, Kenya, the lady that comes over here and we be chatting every near now and then, the truck driver, and we be talking about her daughter, which I give her the utmost respect. Some people get mad at me. I don't care. You cannot get mad at me about who I like and who I don't like. Now, I didn't say I agree with everything they do or say, but I said I like her. Not because she was Kenya's daughter. I liked her because I have watched this woman from every 2024 before the whole case blew up. She was on the news, you guys. She was justice for Naziah. Justice for Naziah. And I mean, let me tell you something. She didn't talk well then and she don't talk well now. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is she wasn't letting nothing stop her. She didn't care. She said she didn't give a flying F. She was out there. And you know what? I like her little, her energy. She beautiful as heck when she really do herself in. Now, all day, every day, she good. She good. She good. But when this woman put herself together, girl, she's one of the top. You do know that there's certain levels, right? And you can be the top 3 or the top 10 in your community, or just the way you look, or way you put yourself together. When I wouldn't say it now. I haven't done it in a long time. But the last time I put myself together, I looked at myself, and my husband was looking at me, and everybody else was looking at me. And I knew right then, I was like, yeah, I may not be the baddest, because there's always someone badder. But, I am in the top 3 or 10 at that time. Now I'm not. I'm old as dirt. I'm like mud now. I might be the top. I might be the top in probably, hey, just not in looks. It won't be in looks. But I'm just telling you guys, when this girl puts herself together, she puts herself together. Some people don't like her. Some people do. She's a SP stop. I'm just telling you the truth. And I'm not gay. Okay? I ain't got nothing against it. But I'm just telling you, I'm not. But women, no. You cannot take that from somebody. It's right there, you guys. It's a physical thing. It's what the world say is beautiful. If that's what they say is beautiful, she's top notch, okay? She's beautiful to me. You know what I'm saying? And that's, like I said, not every day. Her mouth is doing something. Her tongue is doing something as wide, as big. You know what I'm saying? But when she puts herself together, she's a 100. She's a 10 out of a 10. Don't get mad at me. It is what it is. Okay? And I'm married to a man. But women see what women see. And it's okay to tell another woman, you're beautiful. And quit being homophobic. You guys, there's nothing wrong with it. Okay? I don't have a problem with it. Just don't come over here, a female, thinking that you can push up with me, because I don't swing that way. I do love my men. I love men. If one's walking out the back door, one's coming in the front. Hey, I love my men. And that's the way I was raised. I said there's nothing wrong with being gay. I just wasn't raised that way. And so for me, you guys, I just don't indulge in it, and it's not for me. Now, I can't tell you if it's right. I can't tell you if it's wrong. I can just tell you it's not for me. I don't care if it's for you. I don't care who's in your bed, who you licking on, who you liking. I don't care. Because you gotta deal with that. I don't care. But I do love my men. It's just, I just do. And it may not be an agreement. Why? I believe it's because that's how I was raised. And I cannot get that out of my mind that is what is right. Not saying that it is right, you guys. So don't say, SPC, why you say this? So, I'm from the old school. So anyway, let's get into it. Because I'm surprised that Kenya ain't came in here today. I would like to talk to her right now. Because, I've always said, Roxy can't tell us nothing. Roxy wasn't there. And she wasn't. And you can't go back in time and put her there. She was not in Michigan when Naziah came up missing. She wasn't there. But she says she done found a tether. Did you guys hear me put a 1 in the chat? I cannot make this up. She said she found a tether at Frog Island. Now, number one, there's a lot of people trying to take credit of what we done put out there. She said, shut up. I'm not lying. Wasn't nobody looking in Frog Island. Wasn't nobody talking about Frog Island. They came in here. And I remember when the young lady came in here and she was like, SP, what do you think? And I said, I think this child is still in Yslandi. I don't think she ever came back. And we started looking at the lakes and the rivers and all this other stuff. And then we came up with Frog Island. And there's another lake, to be honest with you, that's yes, we're still alive. Yes. And that we were trying to pinpoint, and Woke the God and I, we spent many of nights and days trying to figure out, was it the there's a lake there that is called Woke the God. What was it called? Horan Lake or whatever, but it sits right behind where this red jag. Now, Frog Island is not right over there. But Frog Island is where they Huron. Thank you. Woke the God. I knew it was a Huron that they should have been at also. You can't just go to Frog Island and be like, hey, I'm at Frog Island. So when she gathers up her stuff and go to the Huron Lake, you might get somewhere. Ain't nobody, because you got to think about certain things. Yeah, it's easy access to go to Frog Island, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. But Huron is a big place, and it sits right behind this place we thought that they lived. And then when we found out exactly where the young lady that they went and dropped the car off to, that don't own the car, that don't own the house, but she said she got the living room is bright and the TV sits on this red dresser, the one that was on the stage. They live in a mobile home. But the Huron Lake is right behind where King has an apartment at. Is that what it was? Zan? Is that what it was? Yeah, King's apartment. You remember that apartment that maybe he not there anymore, but we were showing that. I always want to let everybody know, because everybody think she took that from me. I don't care who she took it from. Good. You say you don't need, this and need that, pets on your back and who did what. Everybody want to know, I did this. I get it. I understand that, you want to say, look, it's okay to say, you know what? I'm the one that came up with that. Okay, that's it. Okay, good for you. Yes, his address was there at one time. Exactly. It was still showing up as his address. So we couldn't figure out, how sometimes that it was still showing up as his address as of 2025. Okay. Now that doesn't mean he was still living there, because, we got to look at all the attributes and all the, things that you think, somebody else could have been using his address. Somebody else could have used it for, you know how people have to sign for, for you. What did you call it when people say, oh, I don't have enough credit for this, or co-sign or something, co-sign for you or something. Or he could have had an apartment with the young lady that he had the baby with at some time, and they're still showing that as the address. But that Huron Lake is like at the end of the parking lot. At the end of the parking lot. All right. So anyway, so Leisure is in the building, and Leisure is saying, hey, did you hear Vari is implemented unenlivened lady's old boyfriend? Yeah. We just talked about that, Leisure. We just talked about that. Come on, give it to us. And she said, and it's scary because they got 4 or 5 landfills there. You know what? They're not going to go in those landfills looking for Naziah. They're not going to do it. If they was going to do it, they should have did it a long freaking time ago. And they probably could have done something. They're not going to do it now. She said, I just came through. I know you did. I know you did. So anyway, you guys, let's stick to what we came in here to talk about, because it's just a lot. And one of these days we will have a whole segment about, is that true that Vari did something? I really don't believe. You know what I believe, to be honest with you guys? I believe that a lot of stuff is being said and done, and and there's nobody jail, and he ain't in jail. Okay, if he done took somebody out, why he ain't in jail? Why? You're telling me that all these people are taking people out, hiding them forever, taking people out, not going to jail. Here this woman leaving her kids for 5 years. She get out on a $50,000 bond. I mean, I believe, and I don't have a problem with it. And I'm on board with it. And I told you guys this. Sometimes content creators, whether they on YouTube or Facebook, they will put out stuff knowing that they need to keep the attention of the people. Because if you keep the attention of the people and keep it interesting, then guess what? The news keeps showing information or the updates of what's going on the case, and it puts heat on the police to do something. I'm just being honest with you. Okay? There's stories in the Bible tell you how certain people get attention from the king when there was I guess when at one time, there was no food, and these 2 women made a bet, and one said, okay, today we eat. Both of them had a child. They had a boy, and they was like, we're going to starve to death. We're going to starve to death. And the ladies are like, you know what? We're going to starve to death anyway. So what we're going to do, why don't we eat your child today? We cook him up in stew, and we can eat. And then tomorrow we can eat mine. So that's what they did. That day they cooked one of the boys up in stew. This is in your Bible. And they ate good. And so the next day the woman come and say, hey, I'm getting hungry. Let's cook your son today. That woman, so she's like, where's your son at? This woman done went and hid her child. And the reason why I tell you these things, you guys, and everything, I tell you stories that's in the Bible. You know why? because there's nothing new under the sun. And there's nothing wrong with it. But here's the thing. So the woman was like, she done hid her son. So she goes to the king, and she's at the king's palace. She's at the gate, and she's screaming, unfair, unfaithful, unfair, ungrateful, unfair. I don't know what she's screaming. I just made that up real quick, but it sounded good. But anyway, she was screaming some things to the king. And they was like, the king said, shut her up. And the news was out there showing that, hey, this lady's out here and she's saying something's unjust. And this king was not a king that was fearful of God. He was not fearful of God. That's the whole logic of the story that I'm telling you guys. If I'm lying, I'm dying, y'all. I'm telling you. If you know that it's in the Bible, put a 1 in the chat. Some of you got to know the word. If you don't know the word, you don't know the Father. You're sitting there talking about, he knows my heart, and I don't da-da-da. What I'm saying to you is true. What I'm saying to you is true. I don't have to make it up. And this is why some people don't get it. Because when you have a relationship, you understand the story. You understand it. Some people can't understand it. Oh, we got Sugar Mama in the building. We got Sugar Mama. Isn't this something? Isn't it weird? She be showing up at certain times, but oh boy. Sugar Mama, thank you for the super chat. Let's get that twerking chicken in there. Thank you.
Dropping them but golden nuggets.
SP News Nuggets. And you guys, we're going to have a lovely time. And if we don't, oh well. Here we go.
I'm known to throw shade.
Naziah Robinson died as the result of a spinal injury.
Well, they told us it was alcohol poison.
Go and terrorize black and brown communities.
Tell me the truth. I want you to get mad. I won't get mad.
Are you sure you ain't gonna get
I'm
mad?
not gonna get mad. Just tell me if you slept with her and your sister. I won't
Are
get
you
mad.
sure you ain't gonna get
I
mad?
won't get mad.
Alright, well, I slept with her.
Come on.
She said, come back here, you dang fool. Like, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Sugar Mama, for the super chat. Yes. We appreciate you. Okay. So, I was telling you guys, let's not get off the track because I got a video to show you too. So, let me get into this real quick. So, I was telling you guys because we're not going to get off the word. And the word is saying that when the lady came to the king and she was out there screaming like Roxy do be doing, you guys, I'm going to tell you guys something. If you ever want to go back and see how much work a person has done, quit listening to them saying, I did this, I did that, I was over here, I was over there. But I tell you one thing, and I said this from day one, and I'll say it again. You know, I seen Roxy out there. I seen her. The news was doing a newscast about Zion. You remember the one girl that came up missing where the cousin took her out? Zion. They were doing a newscast about, and all I heard in the background was, "Where is Naziah? We want justice. Where is?" That was Roxy, and they was like, "What's going on? Is there another case or such?" And I was like, "What the heck?" She was letting She was putting it on the map, you guys. I'm just telling you. I'm being honest with you. You guys don't see that stuff, but, it is what it is. I'll try to pull it one day. Thank you, Tina Paris, for the super chat. I think I know which one you like, Miss Tina. I don't know if I can find it, but I think I have. All right. Thank you, Tina Paris. I'm putting your name down right now. Got you. Thank you for the super chat, you guys. And the reason why people are buying super chat stickers because they get a ticket to put in, and they also get a free ticket when they do the super chat. But you can send it in the mail, and you'll get 2 free tickets if you send it in the mail. But we're not doing Cash App. Letting you guys know. We're getting ready for our Christmas in July. If you guys do not know, it'll be the end of July. We're giving away nothing but money. We're giving away nothing but cash apps. You can win hundreds. You can win 50. You can win 75. You can win 25. You can win $5. You can win $10. And, we just keep giving away until all the money is gone. All the money will be gone. So how many ever tickets that you have, that's how many times. And when you win, your ticket goes back in again. So if you got 1 ticket, you still got another chance to win because your ticket goes back in. That is the rules, and that is what we're doing in July. July is going to come real quick. Anyway, what's the P.O. Box address? It is P.O. Here we go. Let me hold on. Uh-oh. Let me see. Oh, shoot. Hold on. I don't know. What's this thing doing? Hold on. I'll get it for you. Okay. And see, I am really focused. So what I was telling you guys is there's the P.O. Box right there, 167216. And I should have kept it on the thing. So that's how you get extra tickets. And those extra tickets is the ones that be winning. I've noticed some stuff. Them extra tickets be winning. So anyway, on the story that's in the Bible, the woman is outside of the king's gate, and the king is not a fearful guy of God. And so the woman is like, we want justice. I want justice. We want justice. I want justice. So the king told one of his servants to go out there and see what's going on with this woman because she's making him look bad. She's sitting there saying she wants justice. She done came to me, and people are looking like I'm the king. Why I don't help this woman get justice? Now, see, here's the thing, you guys. That's the end of the moral of the story. If you know, you know. This is a king that was not a righteous king. He wasn't fearful of God to do the right thing, but he knew if the people are looking at him and this woman is crying about she has been unjustified, he's got to do something because he's the king. So I believe, however they're getting Naziah's name out there, because we're in June, and June, July, August, September, October, 4 months from now, they're going to be picking a jurors. One thing about the jurors, once they pick the jurors, guess what? You're only waiting to they're going to already set a date of when court. You can't pick the jurors and then not set the date. You can't pick the date before the jurors. You know why? You can't pick because an attorney may have something and they got something to do. And they got to know about how long this case is going to take. So when they pick the jurors and then they see the jurors, oh, this case is going to last every bit of 10 days, 2 days, 10 days, every bit of 10 days. Okay, so let's talk about Roxy Rocks, y'all. Let's talk about Roxy Rocks. I done gave her accolades. She, this woman, and she is a attention seeker, even though she said, I don't give a F. I don't give a F, hey, you know what? I'm going to give her props. Not because I know Kenya, because I don't know Kenya. She just showed up one day. But that's her daughter. Okay? She said, I say until Thanksgiving. Huh? What are you talking about? I say until Thanksgiving. Oh. So anyway, Roxy Rocks went out to Frog Island, the place that I told you guys that you need to go to and probably look around there. And we never told you to go to the Huron River, but we're telling you now. So when they start going there and then somebody else said, well, I told them to go over there. We ain't heard nobody talk about that. We've been talking about Frog Island because you know what? Because it was kind of the Huron and the Huron is more logical that she's in the Huron Lake than anything. Why? Is because it flows through. It flows through. Like the Frog Island thing, yeah, it goes, but it has all these little like places where it just don't flow. Like it really just don't flow. You know what I mean? So, and then this river, Huron River, that's in Islay, that is where she needs to go. But anyway, she went out there, you guys, May the 31st. That was May the 31st. So it's been 6 days ago. She went out there and she found the tether, and the tether was cut off. Now, the one thing about it, before I show you this video, you guys, it amazes me because she just so happily going to search and she's standing there and then she goes and walks and then she goes, oh, what is that? I can't even make this up. She said, what is that? And she says, that looks like one of those ankle things. Is that a tether, you guys? And then she turns around and say, isn't this where King was at? What, girl. But the funny thing, and I'm just saying, you guys, because when you're looking, and I'm just being honest, it will make you do some crazy things to try to get some answers. But she found this tether, and it kind of insinuates that it's King tether. And I don't know who told her that King cut off his tether. Now, I'm not saying he did. I'm not saying he didn't. But I don't believe King cut off his tether. Why I don't believe? Because he completed the tether program. And the tether costs money. And you can't damage the property. If you damage the property and cut it off and not turn it in, hey, you can't just sit there and they just take you off for probation because you're king. You're King Cardell. King Cardell, go sit down right where you at. That it doesn't work like that. So anyway, you guys, let me share my screen with you guys we're gonna go over to Facebook real quick, and she did a live the whole entire time. I want you guys to look at it. She doesn't speak at the beginning, and she was talking, and then we will talk about other things some other time. It was over a year ago, and do she really think it was over a year ago? And do she really think we as the people will believe that that was King's tether? She do anything for views. Well, let me tell you something. I don't, I do believe it's for views, but we have to get out of, and I know what you're saying, but please listen. Please listen. It is for clicks and views. It is. Because you need the clicks and views. It's not for like, oh, I get a click and a view and I get money. No. You get clicks and views, you're getting the attention of the people that are interested in Naziah case. And the more that you get to say her name, every time when her name pops up, you got an audience that is rooting for you, that's waiting to find out. You know what? People is soon to not mess up, F up. If we would have been there at the beginning saying, where's Naziah? Where's Naziah? When she first came up missing, instead of somebody sitting there saying that she's a runaway and letting the school take care of it, and she had a whole support system like she do now, the school would have hurried up and hand that case over to the police. They didn't see no emergency to do it because wasn't nobody watching and looking and listening. This little girl came up missing, and that settled that. So I said, and I'll say it again, and I've said it before, I appreciate Roxy. I can't get mad at her. Some people do. I don't know if she's doing it for money, but if she is, so what? It is actually getting some attention for Naziah. If she sold a shirt and got $5, she sold a cookie or a cupcake and made $1, I really don't care. I know she got a balloon release. Nobody else did. I know she's been out there. Nobody else is. I know when we look at the case, we're like, I'm in a whole different state. You're in a whole different state. Now, I don't know if she actually came to the state because Naziah was missing. I believe she was already on her way or she was coming. I don't think she just picked up and just moved because Naziah. I don't believe that. But nevertheless, she showed up. She's here. And she's still looking. She's looking. I don't care if she's looking outside of her house. She's looking. You know what I'm saying? She's looking. And I wanted to go to Frog Island. So I'm kind of really happy somebody went live. You guys, trust me, anytime somebody go live and they are searching, is they wanting clicks and views? Yeah. When we go live, do we want clicks and views? Yeah. But we want clicks and views because we want to keep that baby's name out there. We want to tell you any and everything that we can that will maybe get in your heart. You'll make a phone call, write a letter to the DA, the prosecutors, that you don't want Jarvis back out no more. Or somebody else will see this and then finally say, who is they talking? And they be like, dang, you know what? I dated that young man. And he did this to me and he did that to me. And I didn't ever want to tell nobody because, woo doo woo. He told me he was going to do this to me or whatever. And then they be like, man, they really making a lot out of this baby because we don't want it to happen to nobody else. Serene says you can't lie, then think we supposed to believe you, Roxy. Yeah. Anyway, well, you know what? You guys, we got a lot. Trust and believe. In the last week or two, so much stuff has hit the fan. I just got to tell you guys. I mean, I'm pretty sure Kenya's going to be mad at me when I throw some stuff out there. But you know, it's just like I said. You know, a lot of things don't make sense. And I've said this before. I've seen Roxy go out there one time. She was in the neighborhood and they was out there hollering, Naziah, Naziah. And then she had some spiritual person that they were calling to say, is this the house? And this, that, and the other. And then the police came. And then she broke down and started crying, talking about, y'all might think I'm crazy, but the lady that told me she's spiritual person. And hey, when you run out of options and you're desperate, you do desperate things. And she said, y'all might think I'm crazy. I was watching that on my big screen while she was doing it, right? And it was kind of weird to me. I was yelling at the screen and I said, no, you is crazy. We don't think it. You is crazy, girl. Like, but wouldn't you want somebody to look for you, whether they're doing it for money or clout or whatever? I mean, the clout is real, but I mean, you know, and she likes looking at herself. She's a beautiful girl. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, she can't help it. But you know what I'm saying? Naziah, you know, I mean, I think a lot. I want to know about this mosquito bite and this mosquito thing, which been like, I don't really understand what she mean by the mosquito and all this other stuff and all of this other stuff. But other than that, that's the only question I got. I got some questions. Now, I got Kenya's number. I don't have Roxy's number. And I can call her and say, hey, could you explain to me this, that, and the other? Or ask Roxy such and such. Because Roxy probably ain't going to go on nobody's panel or nothing. I don't know. She only goes on Mark D's panel or something because he's got thousands of followers or whatever, you know. But, you know, when people lose interest, there's a lot of people that won't still look. You know, when people lose interest, people will stop looking. And that's just the way it is. Anyway, you guys, let me share my screen with you. Let me see if I can share it. Share. And let's look at this real quick. Let me see. Video. Oh, no. I'm not going to share video. We're not going to do that. Let's share the screen. Okay, let me get in the building before we even get started. Hello. Yeah. So, anywho, you guys, crazy. You know, I just can't sometimes. I really can't. Let me see. Is this it? This says this it right here. I don't know if that's it. Oh, there it is. Got you. Okay, let's go. Let's do it. Okay. She's just standing there right now. See, this is what I'm saying. This is how this live started. It really weird. It just don't even make sense. Like, I don't know. And then they got this calling like coo coo, like for what? I mean, hey, I don't know. Okay, let's watch it, you guys.
So I made a post. Is anybody in Ypsilanti right now that can tell me about Frog Island? That live in Ypsi that can tell me about Frog Island? Like right now. Wasn't trying to go live, but I need answers now. I'm fine, Quee. Thank you.
So she's in Frog Island, and she wants somebody to tell her about Frog Island. For what? Tell you what about Frog Island? She wanted us to know she's in Frog Island, and she wants somebody to
Is
talk to about
anybody
Frog
in
Island.
Ypsi right now?
Unbelievable.
Near Frog Island. Hey y'all.
Now, I don't have a problem with her going live. She can do what she want to do. But it's just weird. What do you want them to tell you?
Nina, because don't nobody else want to show up, so that's why.
It doesn't
I
even make
wanted to know if
sense.
anybody can tell me about
She go
Frog
live now.
Island
Look,
in
it ain't even been a
Ypsilanti.
good 5 minutes yet.
I'm just searching. That's it right now. I'm right here.
You hear that? They go, She's like, I'm right here. Why you don't go, This is
Who
just
can tell me
stupid.
about Frog Island in Ypsilanti? I'm good. I'm right here. So, I don't know what this means, but doesn't that look like a tether to y'all?
This is where she find the tether.
Like,
Look, doesn't that look like a tether, you guys? Look, she said, doesn't
come
that
to
look like
this
a
part
tether, you
often.
guys?
What is that? Is this a tether?
Is this a tether?
What is this?
What is this?
Ain't this the thing that people be having on their legs or whatever? Whatever the hell they put it in. Is this a tether? So, who was on tether? I don't know who it is, but I thought that was kind of...
I have to stop right now and say this, you guys. I just got to stop right now. She said, is this a tether? You guys, look. I'm hitting it with a stick. Is this a thing that people have on their leg, you guys? Is this a tether? Now, who do you guys know that had a tether? Now, it's not unlawful to do these things, you guys. Callers say it looks like a tether. But we'll talk. Let's continue to look. Because she's explaining to us, hey, she want us to put 2 to 2 together. And the 2 to 2 that we need to put together is King was on a tether, and this is a tether. And isn't this the place where King and them was at? King ain't said nothing about no Frog Island.
Weird. And this is at Frog Island. It is still in. I'm trying to touch it. I'm coming. They can track that if you take it. It's coded to a person. Okay. Okay. So there's nobody in Ypsilanti right now. Nobody that can tell me about Frog Island in the area where Jarvis was at. Yeah, I am. I need to get something to put it in. I don't know. I just thought that was weird. So I was just trying to see if somebody could tell me about Frog Island. I made a post, but ain't nobody really respond. So figured I'd just come on here and see if somebody could tell me about this area, because I believe this is the area where he was at or nearby or something like that. Anybody live out here or near here or familiar like with this area?
Well, I know we started doing a live about King Island, Frog Island a long time ago. That was one of the first places we were looking. You guys, the rest of this live is really weird to me.
Okay, so
but I want you guys to always have
not going to her house, but because I don't know where she lives at, but isn't this the area where King said he drove the Jaguar?
No, that's the little town that he drove the Jaguar, but he didn't say he drove it to Frog Island. You see what I'm saying? He didn't say I drove the Jaguar to Frog Island. He drove it to Ypsilanti, which is a small little town, but there's other places than just Frog Island. She said that's how that sneaker was sitting on that. Exactly.
Oh shit. Can't see shit. Okay, I can't see nothing. Can y'all see something? I can't see nothing. What's that? Oh shit. If you can tell me about the information that was released in the area where they was driving that in Ipsy, message me. There's a whole bunch of bridges over here. This water don't look deep either. Oh, excuse me. Where did the motherfucker?
That's pretty much it. She gets lost, like she forgot where it was, and when she came out, like, okay, you guys, let me stop it for 1 minute because I gotta share something with you. I gotta share something with you, and I don't want you to miss anything. Okay, so let me share this with you guys. Now, check this out. If you pay attention, because we're not going to play this 2 or 3 times. If you pay attention, she left that area where it was at. She didn't speak to nobody. She didn't say, hey, I need this, I need that. This is where it's at. I left a little chicken box and da-da-da-da-da. But all of a sudden, this one girl brings her a bag. And then they actually be like, she's talking to him like, I got to put that tether in there. What are you talking about? They don't know you found a tether. How would they know you found a tether? You ain't told them you found a tether. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, when you watch this, you kind of be like, this is crazy. But let's keep going.
What's Hines Park? Is that near where he was driving at? I don't remember them mentioning Hines Park. Yes, I did check Ball Duck Park. We just left there. I'm gonna go get a bag. back and turn the tether in. I think this is I'm right here. I'm right here. I think this is Frog Island. Somebody told me to come look at Frog Island because this is near where he was driving at. I need a bag for that tether so we can take it to the police station. Or something to put it in, bag, box, something. I need something to put that tether in so I can take it to the police station. I want to know about Frog Island. Who the fuck is this babe? You ain't got to worry about it. Shit I be talking about. Stupid bitches. Like this. Fuck. Running your motherfucking mouth. You ain't doing shit. Who the fuck I bought this bitch? No, ain't no smells out here. Ain't gonna be no smell. I'm looking for bones at this point. Thank you. Mirror water in front of something with numbers. I'm on live. Trying to see if somebody could either come here or help us share with something about Frog Island, you know, where he was driving at. What did I go in that? What is that? It wasn't up this far. It was like I should have threw it out, but I didn't want to pick it up with my hand. It's easy to get lost. Yeah. I don't think it was back here. It's by that chicken box. A white and blue chick is down somewhere. I don't think it's down that way. Oh wait, oh damn! I lost it. Was it up? It wasn't this brushy. It was like kind of open a little bit. Oh, my feet sweating. Come on. Down this way more, huh? Oh. It was like more open. God damn, I lost the tether. That's crazy. You said what made me go back out? I never stopped. I just didn't publicize it. I just needed help with some information about Frog Island. Where it was over there where you was by that tunnel. No, that was like way up. Look, now I need y'all to help me find it. Oh, damn. It wasn't like bushy like this. Oh yeah, and I gotta, be on here to make sure I'm protected, child. If anything happened, y'all know where the hell I was at. It was more closer to the bridge. You didn't walk that far to the bridge. Okay, let me go. No, not yet. Somebody said I ain't walked that far to the bridge. I'm gonna go up a little bit more. He was kind of close. Oh my god. Ugh, I should have just kicked it out. I don't think it was that far. Morning Tree Rock Clark Road and over there Speedway. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, damn. I thought it was right there in that. That's what I'm saying. I thought it was right there, like, kind of like that opening. Right. I'm gonna go up a little bit more. Look for that white and blue chicken box. You see it?
How do they know about a white and blue chicken box?
Oh, wait. Is it right? No. Wait, maybe. Damn, that looks like poison ivy. Fuck it. Oh, it's over here. It's over here. I found it. Found it! Yeah. Oh, damn. Yeah, that's how I'm like, I had to look for this dang on chicken box to get, put my landmark. Yeah, I got it. Oh, I think this is, I'm messing up my Beyonce sweater. My Shayla. Yeah. My Shayla. So we went all the way up over in here. And it goes down to the water. I found it, y'all. I found it. Homeless people down there. I walked down there by that bridge, and they got a tunnel in there. I looked in there. It's like hella dark. That sewer drain thing. Yeah, I looked in there. Yeah, it's like hella dark in there. I tried to pull it open, but I can't pull it up. You bought the water? Keep climbing. She by that water. Oh yeah, by the bridge. She down there by the, okay. Yeah, I found it, y'all. I'm about to take it to the police station. There you go. Yes, I do, Dorena. Let me get off live. God damn! I didn't touch it. Nothing. I put it in the bag. Everybody saw the way I put it in the bag. And I don't know if it's evidence. It's a tether, and I'm gonna take it to the police station. So if I ain't got nothing to do with this, I got something to do with somebody, because it's supposed to be on somebody's body. On that note, I'm gone. Bye.
Okay. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think? So, my whole understanding is, you can. Sonia says waste of time. Well, yeah, because how do they know what she found and what she was looking for and a chicken box? And all of a sudden, I put a chicken box there. Where was the chicken box? We never seen her put a chicken box for a marker down, but all of a sudden she had a marker for a chicken box, a blue and white chicken box, and then they out there going, hoo hoo, hurry, hurry. They can't whistle, so they go, coo, coo. Here I am. And, I don't know. Um, these cases bring out some, you know what? I believe if people continue to want to get, if she's not doing it to try to get the views of the people and keep them interested in Naziah's name, you're fine. Remember, I told you guys in our last live where we were looking for Cody Bixby, and some young lady found the sweater, and then she went down to, I guess, Maryland or somewhere to go see the baby in the suitcase. And she came back and she went live, and everybody was like, who's, and she said that the baby looked like, the California City Boys. Hey, we done been down this road before. We really have. You know what I'm saying? We done been down this road. So, yeah. Anyway, I don't never mind when they go out and they look and watch what they look and see and find in the conversation. It supports the channel. I don't know how true it is. I can't say she didn't find a tether. I can't say she wasn't at Frog Island. I believe she was. I don't know to say I believe she found a tether. I believe that it was put there for entertainment purposes, and that's what I believe. It definitely, it just makes me some kind of like a little saddened a little bit that there's relevance. People want to be relevant. I don't know though. I don't know. She never showed who she was walking with. She didn't show who she was walking with. I see there was a young lady in the chat named Sonia. She asked the question. She said, could anyone tell why he didn't have 2 counts of unaliving if she was pregnant? Well, they have 1 account because they do know for a fact that Naziah is nowhere to be found. They can't tell you how far along this young lady was. Now, anybody know I don't know what state, but in our state here, a viable child or baby is 20 weeks and over. So, and I know that because a young lady got drugged down the street and she was pregnant, and she was like, I think it was 17 weeks pregnant, 17 or 18 weeks pregnant. Well, they couldn't charge the guy that drug her by the car. And the baby died. She had a miscarriage. And what was told was they couldn't charge him with the death of the baby because she was not 20 weeks. A viable child in the world or the United States is 20 weeks and above. So if you was like 8 weeks pregnant or 12 weeks pregnant and somebody shot you and killed you and the baby, they can only charge for 1 person because they don't believe that a person is under 20 weeks. And I hope that answers your question. And not only that, Sonia, if you watch these cases, they do that in every case. If she's over 20 weeks pregnant, then they say that's viable. See, even when you go get a abortion, they can't give you abortion over 20 weeks. If you're over 20 weeks, you can hang it up. You're going to have that baby. They're not going to give you an abortion. See, a lot of doctors got in trouble because they were giving abortions to people that was over 20 weeks pregnant. And that's a no-no, because they saying now, that's a all the way formed child that's in that person's belly. They don't believe conception is a baby. They don't believe, even if you can have a heartbeat, they still believe that that's an embryo, that's just a fetus. They don't believe it's a baby. Diesel must want to go out because he's acting a fool. Why are you acting like that? So, let's talk a little bit. I thought Roxy was with Angel. She never showed whose face she was with, so we don't know who she was with. We don't know who she was with. Have no clue. Freddie says, I think of Cody in that jacket. Yeah, I know. Yes. That is very irresponsible if she doing for entertainment purposes. You know what, Stephanie? I have no clue. I'm going to say it like this, because you can get in a lot of trouble. People get mad when you go, you know what? The odds are you go, like right now, I can go to the park and I can film the park. Malaysia wants to call me. Oh, that's my baby there. And I can go to the park and film. And I can throw down a tether or something that looks like a tether or whatever, I mean, people come across tethers all the time. She said, is this Mocha, this Wanda? What? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. Anywho, no, we're not. No, it ain't got nothing to do with no Mocha. What you talking about? This was Roxy. This is Kenya's daughter. We just looked at that, Wanda. She said, I'm like, you're going to have to go back and look at the video. This is where Roxy goes out to Frog Island searching for Naziah and evidence, and she finds a tether. And she comes back and she says, hey, y'all, is that a tether? And then, and we're like, and the people on the chat is like, yeah, that looks like a tether. And then she go, cool. And then she says she need a bag to put the tether in. And then she comes back and she walks down some more. And then she comes back and then she talks to the people and say, I need a bag to put that tether in. And they're like, oh, she found it. They're all having conversations. In the conversation, if you really pay attention, you can go back and watch it or look at it. But the conversation is like, your guys are talking amongst each other, but you haven't spoken to them while you was live about the chicken box, the tether, or anything. So I hate to say it. I bet you she probably kicking herself in the butt going, dang, that is, that is stupid that I want these people to believe, which I was at Frog Island, but I want them to be engaged. But I messed up because I'm out there searching saying, hey, is that a tether? Isn't this where King was at? No, we didn't ever say King was at Frog Island. King was at Islay. Well, isn't Frog Island in Islay? Yeah. O'Reilly's is in Islay. Huron River is in Islay. The Chicken Shack is in Islay. But we don't see you at those places. Nobody said that King went to Frog Island. But just so happened that they were in Islay and there is a lake there. You go search, which I would have searched too. Like I said, I would have searched. But to find a tether that's been cut off, yeah, you really can't even make this stuff up. Like, I think, and don't get me wrong, I like Roxy. I think out of everybody in the family, she has done more of positive work than anybody. But I think she's getting desperate. And I think, she's throwing stuff out there, like I don't know why, sometimes, if a person don't speak on it, but they only speak on one channel and, well, they're looking at us. Well, you got to be doing this because you're looking at us. You want to know what we know. Like, we got it going on. I mean, come on. Exactly. You're doing too much. Like, I'm still rooting for her. To be honest with you, I'm still rooting for Roxy because out of the whole entire family, I have seen something. I have seen her out there ruhaing, advocating, asking questions, showing up at the courthouse, going live, keeping her name out there. I give her all of that. So I don't know why this live happened. And like I said, she could have got a little desperate. It's just, and I'm not saying that she didn't go to Frog Island. I do believe she was at Frog Island. I really do believe that because I did see little certain where she was underneath the bridge. That bridge is there and that writing and stuff is there on the bridge at Frog Island. So she was at Frog Island. Y'all going to have to give her that. She was at Frog Island, okay? But to find a tether, and a tether can endure rain and all that snow, and it's been a whole year ago and the dogs didn't pick. I just don't believe that because, and I'm gonna tell you why. One is the whole conversation that was going on, it was so offbeat. When she found the tether, when she allegedly finds this tether, that she goes live and she doesn't say anything, and then she lets everybody know, I'm at Frog Island. Isn't that where King was at? Well, I think her choice of words was just the wrong choice of words, okay? So I don't take that from her. But then she walks a little bit, and then she say, hey, is that a tether? I was at work last night, you guys, and I just busted out laughing. And one of the residents was looking at me. They thought I went crazy. They was like, what is so funny? I was like, this woman wants us to believe that she done went to Frog Island and she done randomly ran up on top of a tether. And they was like, what's a tether? And I had to tell them what a tether was. That, see what I'm saying? And so that makes me think now, you guys, this is what I'm saying. The shoe that was found, they might as well just throw that out. The shoe that they found, all this evidence is just, are you really doing too much? You know, there was this one guy in town, and he used to be a fireman or whatever. He was going out to be a fireman, but anyway, he was infatuated with being a fireman. And he would go out. He finally made it on the fire department payroll, and he would go out and set a fire and come back to his job post. And then the alarm would go off. And they all jump in their suits and he runs out there. I mean, he was already ready to go. They ended up finding he was setting these fires. Can't even make it up. I watched this, man. He set the fires, and then sometimes he would pull people out of the house that he done set these fires. So now he's the hero. Well, they found out it was him. I'm going to say this. I don't need evidence when I know that my leg is being pulled. You know, when I know, I know. Now, I'm not saying that everything she done put out and how she's been behaving is horrible. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's getting a little weird now. It's getting a little Carly weird. You know, Carly, you guys remember Carly? Hey, Carly. Well, I would laugh. I would just start saying, hey, Carly, you know, and some people was in here, OSP, I seen this. And OSP, there's a shadow. And OSP, somebody ran up to the car. And OSP, this, that, and the other. I said, y'all, leave that little girl alone. That girl got some problems. Leave her alone. Because she's a child. I didn't want to really get down and dirty like that. I said that, let me tell you something. This is what I said to you guys. And I said it and I'll say it again. If there was a white little baby missing, let me tell you, everybody would have been down there at the precinct. Her mama would have been down there. They would have handcuffed the mama. They would have thought you got something to do with it. They would have handcuffed the daddy. They wouldn't be sitting there. They looking for Carly. They ain't looking for Carly. They know good and well there was not no white baby walking down the highway with a diaper on. So they're wondering, okay, well, why would this woman lie? Let me share something with you guys. Two things I know for sure. One is you've got the eye in the sky. Don't ever underestimate the eye in the sky. Do not do that because they are not supposed to use it. But when there's cases like something with the president or terrorist attack or whatever, if they want to know, they're going to know. And it records everything. If you don't know, you better talk to somebody that works at the Pentagon because they can not only show you pictures, they'll let you know. They can pinpoint your house and look at a penny and tell you if it's on heads or tails at your house. They actually got equipment that they can point at your house and watch you walk around your house. They know exactly which room you in at any given time. That's called invasion. And so they can't tell you these things, but they see it. They know. So when they want to know, they know. So you be sitting there going, if they really wanted to know what happened to Naziah, they can know. Cynthia says Carly was sick trying to get attention. Exactly. And some of these people on the Naziah case is the same way. But I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That, sometimes you got to let the cards play. It's like, say, for instance, you playing a game of tonk or pity pat or poker or whatever. You don't get to pick your cards. You don't get to pick your cards. Hey, Wanda. You don't get to pick your cards. But when they want to know, when they really want to get to the bottom of something, let me tell you something. I knew this a long time ago. This was when I left playing around in the streets myself. When those cameras started going up here and there and everywhere, and everybody was taking pictures and everybody, girl. When they bombed Oklahoma and they went right to that man's door, they knew what he parked right in front of the place, the building. They knew when he rented the place, the trucks and everything. Because when they want you, when you're doing something petty, or if it's a race that, they're just killing themselves off, it's called the crab effect. They're not going to show you their hand and say, we want this because it's not enough noise. So I don't really get upset with Roxy. Yeah, they did not know. They was like, she said a white baby. So they coming. They gonna come. But I guarantee you, they played that video and they showed there is no white baby. Is this woman losing it in her head? But we got to find her. Because when you lose it like that, we don't know if you ever get it back. I see, hey, if you've ever talked to somebody that's delusional, they can be fine one day, have a conversation with you, answer questions. There's certain questions that, when you get ready to go to the mental hospital, they're going to ask you questions. People know how to get, who's the president? Trump. What year is it? 2025. Do you know what state you live in? Yeah, I live in Kansas. And then go right out there and tell them that a voice told them to do it. And take somebody out. We've seen it happen. And I've seen it for myself. Yeah, they ask how old you are. What is your name? Do you know your last name? When they ask you questions and you be like, you can function and still be lost in the sauce. Anyway, you guys, I appreciate Roxy. Don't get me wrong. Just because I don't believe that she found a tether doesn't mean I'm against her. I want you guys to know that. You know why I say it like that? Because I have seen this young lady out there hitting, out there in front of these buildings with pictures of Naziah. And who else is it better to rock for her? her own family member. Now the whole family is fighting against each other. Roxy said that what's the one girl, Janelle and Kiwana, like they be hijacking people's cars. The ones that called CPS and filed a report against Annette about sexual abuse and all this other stuff. Roxy also said that when the girls got defiled at the birthday party, when all the sex was going on, they were there. They didn't bring their kids to the birthday party, but they were there at the birthday party. So I'm wondering, y'all saying SP letting it all hang out. I don't know this stuff. That's what she said. So she said, you know why? Because they're fighting. You remember I tell you, you can't tell people stuff. Because the minute you tell them stuff, that's when they get mad at you. They be like, yeah, her name is such and such, such and such. That's her government name. You know that's a no-no. Don't do that. Why would you do that? Because because of a man. Because Mark D, somebody liked Mark D. Somebody said Mark D looked cute. Yeah, on what given day that you were blind, I don't know. He's not cute to me. He's all right. He's definitely not fine, but he's all right. Like easy on the eyes. I'm easy on the eyes too. And he could say I'm ugly. I would not care, but he's definitely not fine. But he's a man. And women, when they get around men, something's weird. Oh, you guys, let me tell you something else that one of the women said. She said it about Kiwana, but Kiwana said that it's her charge. It's ladies. In other words, she denied, not the charge. Typo. Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I'm just letting everybody know all the information that has been going out for the last week or two. So I wanted to talk to Kenya because I guess Kiwana and them has put out, or I don't know who put it out, but they said that Kenya had a baby by her adopted brother that was like 8 years older than her, that allegedly she was 14 and he was 22. So that's why they think it's okay. I need to ask Kenya, is that true? Because you can't be having, and they said that's where Roxy came out. That's how we got Roxy. Because Kenya had a baby by her adopted brother, allegedly, when she was 14 and he was 22. So you don't call it SA because you did it also, or you don't think nothing wrong of it, or whatever. I'm sitting there like they're throwing all the family secrets out there. I'm like, oh my goodness. You guys are just looking. I know you're looking at my screen because you don't see my face. I could have showed you my face this morning. I got my hair braided up, and it's never that. It's just because I'm upstairs, and we got rid of the old refrigerator, and so that was one thing. Like my husband was sentimental to that old refrigerator. You guys remember I went and bought a brand new refrigerator, the stainless steel that match everything in the kitchen, right? But that old refrigerator, he just couldn't part with it. Well, it died. I just told him, I said, we've got a 1966 refrigerator sitting in the dining room. And he didn't want us to share refrigerators. He wanted his refrigerator, and he wanted me to have my refrigerator. She said, Stephanie said, you used to show your face all the time. Girl, I used to show my face all day, every day. I used to show my face all day, every day. And people used to just beat me up. I don't care. I don't care. We're going to start doing it again, but I'm going to have to go back downstairs. Papa's like, you know. He's like, yeah. Oh, trust and believe. We will. Anyway, anybody got any questions? Because it has been a 2-hour live. Let me think what else was going on. I hate to put that out there, but I got to, if I'm going to tell it, I'm going to tell it all. This is the stuff that I have been hearing. So I want to ask Kenya, is it true? Did you have a baby by your brother and he started sexually having relationships with you when you was 14? Because it seemed like, and I said this once before, all these women in this family had relations with an older man. And it wasn't that the man came in and groomed them. These girls think that this is the way it is. Stephanie said, I don't know why folks was beating you up, because it's not like you're not nice looking. Yeah, I know. Girl, I don't worry about what people say. I'm an older woman. Older woman, married. Done already had my kids and they're grown. I can give a dang what a woman think about me. For real, for real. They can say I don't have this and don't have that. But you know what? At the end of the day, they can say you ugly. Well, it's not, my looks is not for you. Baby girl. I don't look like you. I think I'm good. I think I'm all right. Mark D think he's all right. It doesn't matter if I'm ugly or not. My husband don't think that. And he doesn't think I'm the prettiest thing either. He done already told me. So I ain't mad. Looks are deceiving. That's why some of y'all get in a situation. You're looking at what the man look like. And then when he hits you upside the head, he still look the same way. He good looking, right? But he beating your tail. Or he's sleeping with 15 other women. Or he done gave you HIV. And you don't want to talk about it. Or whatever. I think my licks, everybody, you got to think something about yourself. Think about this, you young ladies. The ladies that's in here. Do not worry about what another woman think about you. That don't even make sense. That woman is not in it to I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're so worried about what other people think or something. Sometimes we got to get us out the equation. I thought it was a good idea not to always have my face up there, because people be like, you were rolling your eyes, SP. You know you was. I can't tell you I wasn't. I don't know, because I do that a lot. Especially if you're lying. If you're a liar. But I don't remember doing it. It's just part of, you tell a lie, my eyes roll in the back of my head, and I don't see myself. I don't see the mirror. So maybe you do see that. But okay, you should have said something when I did it. I probably was thinking about something else. I don't know. I wasn't doing it intentionally to make you feel bad. But sometimes, my actions do, people can tell by my actions. She said he looked good till he knocked you upside your head. Yeah. They be like, Gary, I want to have, but I'm going to tell you guys something. And it is so true. Because you guys know when you were young, you wanted to make sure you had this baby with the pretty eyes. And so, you wanted your baby to have pretty eyes and the good hair. So you wanted a light-skinned boy. You didn't want no darky. You didn't want no darky. Come to find out, them darkies became good men. They got picked over all the time. So when they got them a woman, especially a nice-looking one, them women got to saying, I like them dark-skinned men. You know why? Because them dark-skinned men would treat you a lot better. You started figuring that out when them light-skinned ones had, they didn't have the soul of a dark man to take care of the family. They just thought they looked good. And then what happened? Shoot, who was that celebrity that came out and changed the whole game? What's that dark-skinned man name? Come on, you guys, give me some dark-skinned men names that came out and everybody was like, that's a good-looking dark man right there. And then them light-skinned men, they went away. But like, they had Tina Power say it's in your heart. They had Morris Chestnut. Fine as you get out of here. Man, he looked good. Look good. Idris, I don't know him. I'm gonna have to check him out. Seal, I don't know no Seal. But when they had the show New York, when what was it? And then the one that didn't look too good, they look good now and $100,000 a year. Girl, look good now. Tyrese is fine. Shoot. And let me tell you something. And I'm just gonna keep it real with you guys. I don't know that person, Master. Idris. Flavor of Love. No. The one that was in you remember the show that they took over like New York or something? And that's when the crack came out and they was telling people about that. And that guy, he became famous and he was dark-skinned. And he did really well, I can't remember. Wesley Snipes. Come on now, y'all act like y'all don't even be knowing what I'm talking about. Malik is all right. The Wire, yeah. But there is good looking light skinned men too, because then you got the light skinned man that he was in Baby Boy. I can't remember his name. You guys. My memory is so gone, so you guys gonna have to put those names out there. But he's always been fine to me, and he got the pretty eyes too. But I mean, he cuckoo. You don't want to get with him. He is cuckoo. I can't remember his name, but he was in Baby Boy when he was telling that girl, and he wanted to be the pimp. Tyrese Howard, y'all shut the front door. Tyrese Howard, he's crazy. You guys, as fine as he is, and when he played in that show, and the young lady, she was just on there with Tyler Perry on Jimmy Fallon's show at nighttime. She played pretty good. When he played in that show, Freddie said the Empire. I didn't see him in the Empire. I seen him in the he played a good part. And let me tell you something. Tyrese Howard is crazy. Okay? You don't, as fine as he is, you don't want to date this man. He will have you locked. Trust and believe you will hear about him in the future. If you ain't heard about him, yeah, Tajay P, yeah, you got it. See, you guys know what I'm talking about. And my mind is way off because let me tell you guys what I've been going through. I left this job and I knew somebody was going to pass away. It was my favorite resident. When I left the job, I got the call yesterday that they passed away. So I'm not feeling too well. Then I went to work and a resident that I had sent to the hospital that was doing well passed away. And then on my hall, there's a gentleman that we didn't even think was going, and they're saying he's actively passing away. So my mind is telling me no. No, my mind, see, hey, y'all say y'all don't want to have nothing to do with Keith Sweat. But at one time, y'all was like, oh, yeah, that's my song, yeah. You didn't know you were dancing and having sex to a pervert singing their songs. Those energies and the spirits of those songs, they sound so good. You know why? Because you were supporting his pedophile. R. Kelly. I said Keith Sweat, didn't I? I don't know why I said Keith Sweat. But yeah, R. Kelly. Yeah, it's hard out here for a pimp. That movie. See, y'all doing it. She said, I want Malik to be my baby daddy. Girl. Leisure say sin is like that. So you know how you felt every time when that song, oh yeah, you can hear you. That's my song. That's my song. Mm-hmm. Anyway, you guys, I just want you guys to know that, you know, I do respect Roxy and Kenya. It's just crazy how they just said Kenya had a baby by her brother. I'm like, get that freak out of here. Why she didn't tell us that? See, Master said Keith is a pervert too. Keith Sweat, yeah. Yeah, we know. All of them is really. But that's what society tell them. Society tell them you don't want an old hag. You don't want an old bird. You want that young thing. You want that young thing to give you babies so you be able to tell her what to do. I mean, that's just the way it is. And if you've ever dated an older man, these women in here, I've dated an older man. When I left home, I was 14. And I'm thinking I'm dating. And he basically groomed me. But I had nowhere to go. So I don't sit there and be like judgmental on somebody. Now you tell me that was pervertish for him to be with me. Well, I knew I could get him in trouble. But if he's keeping me away from the family and everything, I'm going to accept that. Because there's nobody, I don't want to end up in the system, all of that stuff. I didn't know what was going to happen. So back then, to be honest with you, a young girl, if she wanted to leave home or whatever, it wasn't because she was in love. It's because how else are you going to get out? You can't make money. You can't drive. You don't have a car. So I can't down Kenya. I'm just saying, I'm not finna sit there and have relationships with my brother and have kids. I ain't gonna do that. But I did date an older man. I think he was 28 when I was 14. Yeah, he was 28 when I was 14. I actually, when they changed the laws that you can, I guess there's no limitation statute where you can still say, we were together when I was 14 years of age. You had no business with me. Yeah, he was double my age. But you know what, Freddie? And I didn't say it was right. I didn't know at the time how wrong it was. Only thing I knew is I'm out here in this world by myself and I need somebody to protect me. And I need a car. I need to go to school. And I need to grow up really quick. I usually, okay, catch the replay. It's a little long, but it'd be worth it. I guarantee you'll get a lot of information out of it. A lot of stuff came out of this live today. I don't really try to go over an hour, so having a 2-hour and 17-minute live, that's kind of crazy. But yeah, and you can't even hardly skip because we go from one topic to another topic. It just relax, put it on the TV, put your earbuds in if you're at work or whatever. Go back and listen to everything that we say. She say Miriam says 17 I dated a 25-year-old. I was very mature. 17 I can understand. I mean, like I said, I was very young but I had nowhere to go. And sometimes when you don't got nowhere to go, you do what you got to do or whatever's, we don't know what's going on at that time. When girls become a certain age, the mother and the girl almost don't get along anymore. It's like the girl's trying to grow up and the mother wanting to keep her a baby, but she's blossomed into a woman. She has these feelings. She has, menstruation. She has these mood swings. And then she's getting a butt and she's getting the boobs, and the mom's trying to calm her down and you can't calm her down. Anyway, if she was like the eagle, like the bald eagle, when the babies get ready to fly the coop, they fly the coop. They go out one time. They don't even come back. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to look at nature and then you got to look at, nature and then you got to look at nurture. Like, is it Mother Nature is why you the way you are, or is it your environment is why you? Mine was my environment. That's what my situation was. My environment was very bad. Some can be very strategic to hide activities. Yeah. Well, my boyfriend, and I called him a boyfriend. That's why when people be like, they really didn't have a relationship. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did, you guys. They did. If she had it in her mind and he had it in his mind, who was to say, she, that's the only love she knew. Yeah, my environment was so dysfunctional. I just needed to get away. And I was kind of like Naziah in a way. It's like, I needed to leave this. I mean, I was abused just verbally. I mean, not only that, but verbally, it's, when people can just tell you worthless and, you never amount to anything and call you liars or call you names or something. And, you be like, well, dang, where's all the love? This is my family. Where is all the love? Like, let me get up out of here. Because I know that one thing that I learned is, and I know it's going to sound childish, but I know it's true. And I know that God made me. And you know what they said back in the day? And he didn't make no junk. So I don't care who you are or what you think about me. You may think he made a mistake or whatever, but he didn't make no junk. And that's what I learned when I was out there in the world. God made me and he didn't make no junk. So I am who I am. You don't like it, go talk to him, go tell him about it. Like, who are you to not like what I look like or who I am? Abusive verbally, my mother used to beat me, but my siblings, nothing. Yeah, I've seen a lot of that. So, like, I believe everybody got a story. You know what I'm saying? And you cannot walk in somebody else's shoe and just be like, oh, they know better. So I'm not making fun of Kenya. I just don't know why you allow, because you did have to allow your brother, even though it's not biologically yours, but you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all having sex. I mean, it probably didn't happen just one time. You know what I mean? Like, y'all all in the family. But that's why I'm going to tell you guys something. I don't make fun of people because you don't know what they've been through and you don't know where they've been. At the end of the day, coming forward, trying to be a voice for someone else opens you up to all kind of criticism and negativity. And then when people get mad at you, they throw all your skeletons out the closet. And it can get really bad. And it's starting to get bad, you guys. And only thing, they want you to shut up. They want you to not say anything. So they're going to say embarrassing things, which, is it anybody's business that she had a baby by her adopted brother and that's the baby is Roxy? So what? That's water under the bridge. But it does matter because sometimes you can see, I already know something was not properly engaging when I talk to Kenya. I'm going to tell you why, you guys. You know why? Let me tell you this. I would sit back and ask her a question, and immediately she's on the defense and she's on the attack. I knew then. I said, hey, calm down. Everything she say, she was angry, and even though it may not bother or, like you over it or whatever, because you can be over stuff, but it made you who you are, where you don't trust people. You think everybody, every time they say something to you, it's a negative. You know what I'm saying? And so I hope when she was over here, she didn't feel threatened, like she had to defend herself because, ain't nobody trying to take you out, girl. You know, we trust me, when you trying to do good, the Bible tells you evil is always present. It is. Somebody tell me where that is in the Bible, and we're going to get off of here. But look it up. Look it up, and we're going to get off of here. I'm going to give whoever points is first, second, and third. And the minute y'all find in the Bible, let us know where that scripture is, where there is, when you're always trying to do good, evil is always present, and we're out of here. And the 1, 2, 3 will win, and I will post who they are. So there's your homework real quick. Somebody let us know where we can find that scripture. When I'm trying to do good, I think that's what John or Peter or Paul said. When I'm trying to do good, evil is always present. Always. So don't think every time you're trying to do good, you by yourself, everybody rooting for you. No, evil is always present. Yeah, that's the way it works. Shit, Lisa Calhoun said Romans 7. That's what's up. Thank you, Lisa. You got your point there.